it. The government shutdown, affecting real people, impacting real lives, and not the fat cats who can afford it in many ways. Joining us right now is Martina Santana, a single mom of 3, has worked as a TSA officer at Phoenix Sky Harbor for over 4 years now. And I know, if I remember correctly, government employees get paychecks tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll get another $0 paycheck. Is that fair to say, Martina?
That's what we're expecting. We're expecting everybody to just start coming back to the offices to figure how they're going to disperse or pay us. But we're just, I guess, happy that something's moving along.
Yeah, but you haven't seen a penny of pay, correct?
Well, on our first, I think the first week of October, which would have been the last week of September, we did receive, some of us received partial, others received nothing. So since the end of September, we haven't received anything.
Wow.
How do you live without a paycheck coming in? How has it been for you?
Probably the hardest thing, we don't qualify for any of the help. We were told, why didn't you apply for this help? And we don't qualify for anything. You have a job. You have a high paying job. Just rely on friends, family. Any kind of savings that I had is long gone. Just the letters that we were given did not help in most cases. I mean, my rent didn't work. My car payment didn't work.
You mean you got a letter? Didn't the federal government send out letters, saying you're a federal employee and because of the shutdown you'll get paid down the road? And I guess the idea was that a landlord or an auto loan company would go, oh, okay, no problem. You can pay us when you get the money. You're saying that's not the idea.
Just so they can work with you. And the minute I send it to my landlord, I got an eviction notice maybe 3 days later.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
My car just said, no, we can't help you out at the time, but, let us know what we can do when you can send in a payment, pretty much.
Martina Santana is a single mom of 3, works with the TSA over at Sky Harbor Airport, keeping us all safe. She's been doing that for 4 years. She hasn't gotten a paycheck since it sounded like
end of September. Yeah.
Okay. Eviction notice. What are we looking at here? Are you renting a house? Are you renting an apartment?
No. I have an apartment. I just moved here to Phoenix last November.
Okay.
And moved into where I could find quickly. It's an apartment, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for me and my kids. And they normally work with me. I mean, I'm a single mom, so I sometimes grab from here or from there to pay what I need to pay. And it's almost every other third month that I am late. So I will say, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm okay with paying the late fees. And I thought they were going to work with me this time. And I got that letter right on time, right at the same time when I sent in the other letter. And no, I just got the eviction notice maybe 3 days later.
All right. Well, so what does this mean for you and your kids? Do you have to move out? Do you have to find another place? What is up?
Well, for how it ended up being is I did get some help, which I have to pay back when I can. But I did end up the day before court. I did borrow the money and just took the payment down. And they said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and dismiss it. But then they still have the option to tell me if I'm allowed to stay or not. So that's another thing that I'm looking with right now, because I said, if I don't get paid, it's going to be the same situation this month, which it is. And I haven't received anything yet. I've already received a late notice. I have not received the eviction notice yet. So I'm hoping they don't go the same route. But if I don't know what's going to happen. If it comes the second time around, I don't know if I'm even going to have the option to pay it.
Martina, what it makes me think of is I know the promise that you were told is whenever the government reopens, you'll get all your pay back. You'll get like one lump sum or something. The problem is it doesn't cover late fees. It doesn't cover all of the issues that you've had to deal with in the time you weren't working, borrowing money, interest, whatever it might be. Like, that isn't part of the calculation, of course, from the federal government.
Correct. No, that's what we're all worrying about. And my answer was, well, I'm going to get that paycheck and I'm just going to pay everybody out. I'm not going to have anything left. It's just going to be paid back in extras, fees, and whatever else I borrowed. So just to play catch up again.
Again, we're talking to Martina Santana, single mother of 3 and a TSA officer at Sky Harbor. Has been there for about 4 years and now going on more than a month without pay. Martina, is your story unique to a lot of your coworkers, or do you guys sit around and talk about this and you hear the same thing over and over?
Just recently, probably this last week, a lot of the people were saying, I'm okay. The first paycheck, the second paycheck, the third, everybody's all saying, I'm reaching into my savings. I'm gotta pay. Like, I have people that are already working Uber. Some people are already getting other jobs, working at the airport. Some other people are just saying, we're still coming in working overtime, doing extra shifts, knowing that we don't know when we're going to get paid. We're doing that because a lot of people are calling out. So we do have a lot of people that aren't coming to work because either gas or just can't make it in. So,
or they have another job that, they're like, I'm going to go to the job that pays, right?
Right. Exactly. I did pick up I had a commercial license. I drove a bus 2 years ago. So I did pick up application to drive the Transdev bus, and that's on the back burner right now. She said, come down, fill out the application, and, we'll get you started. She,
Wow.
She said, I'll hire you on the spot. So that's something.
Hey, Martina, how old are your 3 kids?
My son's 15. He's going to be 16. And then I have twin 11-year-old girls. So their birthday was last week. Yeah. And we just had something here at the house. There was no big party or anything like that. So, no. But they understood, they understood.
How have they, like, you want to shield your kids from everything. Could you shield them from this? Were you honest with them? Did you tell them what's going on? Like, how did you talk to your kids about, hey, you know what? This is going to be a rough month. How did you do it?
My oldest, my son, he said, Mom, why are you going to work? You're not getting paid. Why are you going to work? He said, you're getting up early. You're there all day. And I said, well, son, I have to keep going to work. I said, because when it all comes down, when all is over, I still need to have a job. And he said, but how are you getting there? You don't have food. You don't have this, and you barely have gas in your car, Mom. And I said, but I do have to keep a job. I said, and the sad thing is it happens every year. And he said, why does it happen every year? And I said, well, it doesn't get to this point. I said, the past 3 years I've been here, it was always it was coming. It's always lingering. And the night before, nope, it passed. So we're good. We're good for the rest of the year, or we're good for the next 3 months. But yesterday, towards the end of the shift, we got, notification. Oh, it sounds like you guys might be going through it. It might be coming through. And I'm like to the point where we're all just waiting. Let's see if it really happens. So a lot of the people are just waiting.
Martina, what was the lowest point for you during this shutdown?
I could say I did have a little bit of a nervous breakdown. I mean, me being a single mom and me being the sole provider,
Sure.
It was like, the only people I know here in Phoenix are people from work. So it's like, if I need help, they're going through the same thing, I can't jump on anybody's back. I can't have somebody have my back if we're all in the same boat, So it was just, I might not have a car. So I don't know. Right now I still have my car. I'm still getting the calls. Hey, we can still work with you. What's going on? But just two months in a row not being able to pay my rent for my kids. And that's the first thing I pay. Have a home.
Sure.
I don't want to put them through that. And that's the first thing that worries me is, where are we going to go next month? What are we going to be doing for next month? So
how terrible.
That's it. Just have a home for my kids.
Well, we're hearing, like you are, I'm sure you're probably a lot closer to it, that this may be coming to an end shortly.
You're in your home. You're not getting evicted, though, right?
As of right now.
No, not at this point. No, we're, everybody's answer is, well, it won't happen right away. So just hanging out. Yeah.
Ugh.
It won't happen right away.
Okay.
Martina, thank you for sharing your story, putting a real person to the sound of a government shutdown. We hear government shutdown, people go, yeah, whatever. You're a living example of someone right here in our communities having to deal with the consequences.
And you're awesome. You're raising your 3 kids. You're working hard. You're doing everything you can.
You're doing all the right things.
And we love you, and we're going to pray for you, and we know everything's going to work out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your time,
Wow.
Martina. All right, that's Martina Santana, TSA officer at Sky Harbor,
Yeah.
who hasn't been paid since late September.
She had a nervous breakdown.
Oh, I can. Of course you would.
Of course you would.
When you get an eviction notice, when the car company's calling and wants the car back because you missed your payments.
Eviction notice. Where am I gonna take my 3 kids?
Exactly.
I can't take them anywhere. I'm not making any money right now.
Right.
How horrific.
Yeah.
Shame on the people in our government on both sides and the president.
Yeah, and then paying things like late fees and whatever. Well, the government ain't going to reimburse you for late fees
Just
or
awful.
interest or things like that, right? They're not going to do it in the slightest.
Mass chaos for so many Americans, and one of them was Martina. How terrible.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.